Hello and welcome to Talking Wednesday Extra. This episode of Talking Wednesday Extra will be available for everybody, but the future ones in this series will be available for our members as Talking Wednesday Extras always are. However, this specific series of Talking Wednesday Extra will be available for all of our members at any tier. So even our third tier of membership, the entry point of our membership, will get you in to this series because this is the Talking Wednesday Sheffield Wednesday Draft. I wanted to do this last season, then Jake decided to have a child and it kind of threw scheduling out of the way and things like that. It was a bit crazy, but we are doing it for nearly the start of this season. We were going to do it at the start, but again, scheduling, we are now going to do it today. Now, we're not going to do the normal Talking Wednesday stuff. I'm going to talk you straight into the draft. This is how it's going to work. We each get two players from two positions. Every draft I've seen works differently. So I've made this one up, basically. We get two attackers, two midfielders, two defenders each. Points are available across every single game. I will say the cool thing about this one is cup games are included. Ooh. So if you have some players that are on the fringes but would start the cup games, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily not going to get you points. And the points like this will work as follows. So if you happen to have a player that gets player of the season, this is based on rating, not on voting, you will get 10 points. That's one of our big hitters. It's our biggest hitter, actually, in terms of points. So that could save your season at the end. In terms of the day-to-day, week-to-week, 5 points for a man of the match. So if you've got a player that gets man of the match, that's 5 points. 2 points if a player is in the starting 11. 1 point if a player is on the bench. So as long as your player's in the squad, you get a point for each of those players every week, or twice a week if it's 2 fixtures. 5 points for a 10 out of 10 rating. So that will combine with things like assists and goals, which we'll get into later. But a 10 out of 10 is extremely rare. You get 5 points for it. 4 points for a 9 or above rating. So if a player has a stormer and they get a 9 or above, 4 points. If they get an 8 or above, it's 3 points. And if they get a 7 or above, it's 2 points. That is the cutoff. You don't get anything for 6s because most players average in the 6s for a standard sort of match. So we are looking for players that stand out a little bit. Goals will get you 5 points. So get this. Say somebody gets a 10 rating and a hat trick. That is 25 points. 20 points. Can't do maths. It's 20 points. So you get 20 points if somebody gets a hat trick, basically, because they are going to get usually a 10 out of 10 rating for that. So there's a lot on that. Assists are 4 points. We value them. We could value them as well as goals, but we're doing it very close. This is the interesting one. Goalkeepers count in the defense. So if one of us decides to take a goalkeeper, we take a gamble on it because penalty saves are 5 points. So they are equal to a goal. So if you think over the course of a season, if you've got the first team goalkeeper
sneaky bugger
in the defense and they save it, you've got an extra points there. So it also goes for the day-to-day for because I always think that it's too attack-minded in most like fantasy games and stuff like this. So you get half a point per clearance. That's from any player anywhere. So it's going to be helpful for the defenders. And this is based on the stats. We're going to use something like who scored or something. Half a point per block, half a point per key pass. So that helps the midfielders, the defenders out. It also helps attacking players that get into, blocking and come back on the defense and things like that. That is how we're going to do our first draft. At points in the season, we're going to update you every month or two, basically, and do a Talking Wednesday Extra available to all members to see where we are. And that's when we're going to start putting the twists in. Our members are going to be able to be involved at that point where we will have polls and such about stealing players. So you will be able to remove a player at certain points in the season from one of our draft, and then we have to pick from the remaining players. But what that will do is in the transfer window, that will put that player back into circulation. So the other players in the game can get it. I might tweak that slightly, but there's going to be lots of opportunities to steal. We're also only taking 2 players from each position now because we want to leave the room open for there will be a transfer window where we can swap our players out. There also may be a point where we sign a lot of players, the squad is bigger, and we allow an extra player for each person, but there's going to be a lot of that in there. And at the end of the season, we're going to have like the worst trophy you're ever going to see for the Talking Wednesday draft holder. And then the idea is if the podcast goes on for a little while, one of us has got the poster somewhere in our backdrop, the trophy in our backdrop for the season. Okay?
Okay.
So the way I've done this, I'm going to have what's ever left over for this one. So I have picked 3 numbers and I have assigned to those numbers midfield, attack, defend. If you pick the midfield number, you pick your midfielder first, your attacker second, your defender last. If you pick the second, whatever the second number is for the attack, you do it in a certain order. I'll tell you the order when we actually get there. I'm going to take what's ever left over, but in the future, next draft, whoever loses this draft comes last gets first pick. Whoever comes second gets second pick. Whoever comes first gets last pick. So it's a legacy thing. Okay, so I've got 3 numbers. And I'm just going to go in the order you are in my screen, boys. So the numbers are 18, 29, and 43. Pick one of those numbers, Jake.
43.
Okay. Jack, that is defender. You're picking defenders first, which is pretty good, actually. Jack, 18 or 29?
29.
I've got the worst pick. You've got attack first. Okay. So I am going to pick midfield first, obviously. So Jake, we're starting with defenders. So we're going to do all of the defenders now. It just means you get first pick, basically. So you can pick defenders first. You can have 2 players, but you've got to pick one of them now. Who are you taking for your defense?
Bernard.
Cool. So Jake's got Bernard. Who's it? So I'm last defending. That's the worst. Jack, who are you taking for your defense?
James Beadle.
Oh, he's gone for the goalkeeper. Yeah, that's clever.
That's actually smart.
Clever. I'm going to take Iorfa. Okay, so one more, Jake.
I'm going to take Palmer.
He counts as a...
Did he defend?
Oh, he does count as a defender.
Did he defend or midfielder?
Yeah, yep,
Right.
I have. Yeah, that's clever because he's got midfield, so he's got the assists and the key passes in there as well. Jack.
I am going to take Jan Valery.
You arse! That's the one I wanted because I was like, over the course of the season, he's going to get a lot. Oh, you've both taken my picks. Literally my 2 picks.
I mean,
you see, Valentin was one of the highest stats for us in terms of last season, but I don't think he's going to play as much this season. You see, the obvious option is to go max low because then you've got the somebody who's playing every game.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then you've got, I could say Hamer for the cup if he's fit, but that's a risk. I think the goalkeepers are a risk because Charles could go on loan. I really wanted the defenders for myself. I wish I'd got that. You know what? I'm going to take Diaby because I think he'll start in the cup games and I think he'll get a lot of minutes. So if he comes on off the bench and then he can get us some points, there's no points for coming off the bench. Right. But if he might start some games in rotation. So I'll take him because the good thing about our draft is there's no negative points.
Can I just be a bit of a wary one for you there?
Yeah.
You do know you've been linked with a move today, right?
Is it legit? Because I appreciate this, by the way, because I might swap it if that's the case.
Because I kind of don't want you to have a player if he's going to go out. I don't think that's
I'll tell you what. No, I'll change my mind on you. I'll take Max Lowe.
Okay.
Because he's going to be in the squad.
I've been kind of like, I didn't want you to have a pick and then 2 days later be like...
I appreciate that because I didn't know that, so thank you, mate. I appreciate that.
I think for later on as well, Patterson might be a similar
Yeah, that's it. I don't even know if I put him... Oh, no, I don't think I put him in. No, I didn't.
He's an attacker, isn't he? He's an attacker.
No, he is an attack, yeah. But that's why I've put 2 out of attack, because if I gave us all 3, there's enough for technically us to do that, but a couple of those players won't be here. So, Yeah, so that's our defence sorted. Jake has Bernard and Palmer. Jack has Beadle and Valerie. I have Iorfa and Max Lowe. Iorfa was actually our best defender on paper last season, weirdly. Not in reality, but if you look at the stats, so I'm quite happy with that in terms of Iorfa. Right, so that means we're going to do midfield next, and I go first in midfield. I want 2 players, but I'll take Barry Bannon. Then next in midfield, it is Jake.
This is where I get stuffed, isn't it? Because I know
Not really. It depends on who he picked.
I'm taking Ingolson.
Damn it! Do you know he's the top of our stat board at this start of the season? But I wanted Ingolson, but I was like, I can't not take Bannon. No. I can't not take Bannon when he's available if I was first. Go on, Jack.
Jamal Lowe.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's a really high stat player as well. I think he'll still be involved. I'll take Windass because he's good on stats. Jake?
I'm taking Chalobah.
Damn it! Oh, damn it.
So I think he'll be good with the breaking up and blocking.
God damn it.
That.
Jack?
Well, I mean, that just leaves Johnson for me, doesn't it?
However, I must say when he plays...
stats-wise, yeah.
He's very good with the stats, so I wouldn't... And if he starts the cup games, because he's an attacking player, I won't
be too annoyed.
Too worried with that. But Jack, you do get to pick the first attacker.
I do.
So who are you going to go for?
I am going to pick Anthony Masaba.
Fair enough.
Decent.
Interesting that clearly shows that neither of you two had him on your list.
No, I did actually.
He wasn't my first choice. I've got 2 first choices, and I know Jake's going to pick the other one. I wouldn't have to do it. I didn't want to do it, but I'll do it. I'll take Ugbo. It's a typical pick, but he is goals, not necessarily assists. Go on.
I'm going McNeil.
Damn it! Ooh. He did it again! Oh, you son of a gun.
Jack. Oh, no, it's not. Is it? Hang on.
You.
Hang on.
No. Oh. No, it's Jack.
What? I'm not even...
It is Jack.
Me.
Yeah, it's Jack. Yeah, it's Jack.
Yeah. Don't cheat me out of this, bloody hell. I will go with Michael Smith.
Ooh. I got my 2 choices. I'll take Gassama. That means, Jake, you've got a few to choose from. Patterson.
I'm going with Olaf.
Kabachi.
I'm going with Kabachi because I think he's going to be the one that surprises us because we don't know much. But what I've seen so far, I think I could get a couple of assists.
So that's our draft done. It doesn't take very long at all, but let's have a look how that's going to shape up over the season. So Jake's team goes like this. Bernard, Palmer, Ingolson, Chalobah, McNeil, Kabachi. Jack's is Beadle, Valerie, Jamal Lowe, Johnson, Masaba, Smith. I've got Iorfa, Max Lowe, Bannon, Windass, Ugbo, Gassama. Happy with your teams, lads?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So just out of, if we base it off last season, in terms of the summary, Icky Ugbo is up there. He would have got us the most points as a forward just for his goals.
Yep.
So I'm quite happy with having Ugbo, but it's a case of whether we can get him over the course of the season. Marvin Johnson would have got you a lot of points last season because he was 3rd in the attacking. So that's quite good if he plays. Quite happy to have Windass up there as well because Windass was 4th in terms of overall summary, in terms of points. Barry Bannon was 5th, so I've got Windass and Bannon. Then 6th was Iorfa, so I've got Iorfa as well. So I'm quite happy with my picks so far. If they replicated this season, Iorfa could be injured though, so you never know. Because he does pick up the odd knock. Bernard was 7th, so good shout there. And that's in summary. In terms of defending, Bernard was 2nd, obviously, in terms of defensive points, but Iorfa was actually 1st because he made more clearances. Was it clearances or blocks?
It'll be blocks, won't it?
He made more clearances.
Oh, height.
5 and more clearances. Yeah. And then, so we've got points around there. And then Beadle, I think Beadle could be a wild card, Jack, because if Beadle has a storm, I've not put any points in there for saves, but he does clear the ball technically. So if he gets clearance points as well as penalty saves, that he could creep you up a few points. And then last season, based on the overall stats, Will Volks by point of a point would have won you player of the season in terms of rating.
Right.
Last season. So that was last season, obviously. This season, the way it's shaping up so far, Barry Bannon is at the top of the list in terms of overall. He's got, I'm not doing shots per game, but this is why offensively, actually ignore me about Bannon, his overall rating is better, but that doesn't really matter in terms of the way we're playing it. Jamal Lowe is top of the offensive game in the championship. So the fact that you've got him as a midfielder is really good because he would have got you half a point for key passes so far. He'd have got you 5 points for a goal. So that's not bad. He'd have got you 5.5 points 2 games in. Windass would have got 5.5. Actually, he would have got 7.5 points because he got key passes as well as. He'd got 7 points because he got a goal and 2 key passes. Michael Smith would have got you 6 points. So Jack, you're doing all right in terms of the attack. If we'd have been playing from the start of the season, which we're not because it's obviously. Masaba would have got 5 points because he's got an assist and 1 key pass. Barry Bannon would have got 2.5 points basically because he's got 2.5 points on the key pass front. Deshaun Bernard, in terms of attack, I'm still talking attack here. He'd have actually got you half a point for attack because he's got 0.5 on there. Deji Gassama, Jeji, I never say that right, would have got you a point. Oh, 2 points. I can't do that. No, it's. I said it's per key pass. Sorry. So Barry Bannon would have got you 1.25. Gassama would have got you 1. Iorfa would have got you half a point. There's points in. Ugbo wouldn't got anything so far, but he's not really played, has he?
No.
Beadle's not got any clearances so far. Let's have a look. Double check that.
I feel like I'm slightly second guessing myself about have I wasted a defensive option by picking Beadle.
No, I think that's
I'm lying. I think
that's a smart one.
He's got half it, so it's got 0.25 at the minute.
To be fair,
Beadle points he's got.
To be fair, if I look at mine, I'm basing all mine on A, new signing, but B, how they've done so far. So I haven't got a clue what to judge it on yet. So
I was talking about offensive there anyway. So ignore me on Beadle. We weren't looking at the right stats, mate.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just being an idiot. Ingleson is top of the defensive charts, believe it or not. In terms of overall, because his overall rating is better, but that doesn't necessarily mean he'd get you more points.
Yeah,
because he's only got he'd only get you 0.25 on clearances so far. Obviously, I'm discounting the fact that we get points from starting and bench. There's 2 points and 1 points available for all those players there as well. So all the players I've mentioned would be getting 2 or 1 point depending on if they were starting or on the bench. Valerie is second on that because he has he's got 1 clearance recorded, so that'd be half a point. He's also got half a point of block, so he'd get 1.25. The defense stats slowly creep up over the course of the season, basically, and I will add to it each week. And then if you actually look at passing, key passes, Masaba got half a point so far. Savante has got 0.75. And then Bannon, as I said. So there's points available there. And we're going to tally that up in these episodes over the course of the season. So we're just going to start with Leeds. So I'll be getting my stat head on for the rest of the season. I've given myself more work, but this will be fun. Confident, lads?
Yeah, for now.
I think so. For the time being.
I think it's hard to say until you start getting points.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the nickable window will open, and naturally we'll all end up raiding each other and hating each other by the end of it.
Not just us will be raiding us, though. Members will be involved as well, remember?
Well, there we go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually going to try and get members involved a little bit more so we don't have to technically raid each other.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Andy to nick Josh Windass after slating him at all the start of the season. Come the steel window.
Better not if he starts doing well for me. But yes. Anyway. Our first one. How long have we got till the international break? Is it very soon?
Millwall game and then it's the international break.
Right, yes. I'll tell you what then. So we'll do our first Talking Wednesday extra members episode, just like after the first couple of games of this. In the international break, we'll have more of an idea of how things are going to shape up. But it's a great way to actually do something that's fun during the international break as well for Talking Wednesday extra. So thank you very much for tuning into this one. If you want to see the series develop, please do join. I've got hiccups. Please do. Join as a member of Dexterity Box. As we said, any level will get you access to this. We may eventually make some episodes available to the public, the general audience, and just do timed exclusivity. But I'm not promising that on every single thing we do. So support us if you can. And this is going to be fun. Take care, guys, and we will see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday Extra.
See ya.
Cheers.